bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Welcome, Fade to Black, bespoke radio for the masses. Yeah, man. Today's Thursday, February 25th, 2021. 56 days into the new year, only 309 days left. Let's do this, man. We are live from a bunker that is somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States. Hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planet. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? All right, scooting up the chair. I'm comfortable. I'm ready. I am ready. Because tonight is Thursday. It is another Fadernight with open lines all night long. At the bottom of the hour, Ronnie McMullen of Life Change Tea is joining us, so get ready for that. Couple of things I want to get out of the way. Everybody wants their own crystal skull. You want your next one in your collection, you know what to do. I want you to go to EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. That's where you need to go. Carolyn Ford. Visit her store. And the links are over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. And all you got to do, promo code Jimmy, Jimmy, 10% off of your crystal skull order. Man, and every day over on social media, she is posting some recent additions and some really cool skulls, and I want every single one. Man. I saw one today. It looked like it reminded me of planet Earth. The combination of it was really cool too. Deep blue with this green, and it just looked like a planet. I mean, for real. I mean, not like imaginary stuff. Really cool. Really, really cool stuff. And you need to get over there and check everything out. EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Also, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv, Billy Carson's new television network. Links are over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Click, go, and visit. Get registered. And it's simple. You get 3 days free. That's right. Go over there and get registered. And check out all of the amazing content that Billy Carson has got over there. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. And, of course, River Moon Coffee. The links are over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Life Change Tea. Ronnie McMullen's great company. Amazing company. And Ronnie's going to be with us at the bottom of the hour. Life Change Tea. All right. GetTheTea.com. Follow me on Twitter. At JChurchRadio. At JChurchRadio. That's all you got to do. At JChurchRadio. Start right there. And there you go. I want to hashtag F2B is the sandbox. And you can post there. Hashtag F2BQ is Fade to Black questions. You can post right there if you have any questions or comments. Tonight we're taking phone calls all night long. I get to hang out with everybody. It's going to be great. And you can also email Jimmy at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Now, we have had I'm going to do like a general announcement here. We've been trying to figure it out over the last 3 or 4 months, and we thought we got it fixed. And that is my email. And this is what is strange. And we're trying to figure out what is happening here. But my email has got some issues with it. My email sending. Now, it sends, but it tends to disappear. It will go into strange folders for the recipient. And and I never search folders. I never go and, I don't open up weird folders that are there, trash or spam or junk, and other folders too as well. And it's strange. And I get these replies, "Hey man, I found your email, from a couple of months ago, and I wanted to write you back, and I found it in a strange place today, and I apologize." And it's just weird. It's just weird. Trying to get to the bottom of it, and we have made some adjustments, and we thought we had it fixed until I just, I'm sending emails, I'm not getting replies. Weird. So this week I had a few people get a hold of me going, "Man, I found," and I was like, "Drew, we got to get this fixed." So I'm bringing this up because if you have written me, and I tend to reply to just about anybody that writes me, especially the Fadernauts. If you didn't get a reply from me, go check your spam folder, check your junk folder, check your trash folder, just check a folder. And look back and think about the date that you sent me the email, and then go to the next day, because I reply, and you're going to see probably an email from me. I go, "Oh, church did write me back." And we're just now starting to figure this out. Now, there are some people get my emails, and I think the majority that do, and it all comes down to what you're using for email. There's something in our header that isn't correct that's coming in. And if your email system is looking for something, it's going to do it. Maybe yours doesn't. And that's what's weird, because other people I write, everything is fine. All right. But I'm going to say the majority, I'm going to go as high as 90% of my outgoing mail has been disappearing. And there you go. All right. So, we're starting to figure this out now. I think by tomorrow, our hosting company for our servers will have made a couple of adjustments. And I think we'll be 100% starting tomorrow. But I'm just saying, if you've written me and I didn't write you back, go and look. Just go and take a peek, and you might be pleasantly surprised to find out that I was actually on top of things. So there you go. It's very strange. And I just need to say that because I've sent, I compose probably in a day 10 to 50 emails, right? Every day. I read, at least that many. So you need to, I need to make this statement because the email's not coming back. All right. I mean, I just got this reply. This is from somebody that is anyway, somebody that I'll just say that. It says, "It's weird because I have 2 or 3 accounts that forward each, and nothing ever gets stuck in spam. That's legitimate, but you were the unfortunate exception. I never check on that spam account for that reason. It never happens. Sorry again, and I look forward to us getting together." I mean, it's just right there. It's just, I can't believe what is going on with that. But I think we've got it figured out this time. Thought we had it figured out last time. Okay. All right. Let's get this show cracking. We've got breaking news. The United States has just launched airstrikes in Syria targeting Iranian-backed militia structures. The United States military struck a site in Syria tonight used by two Iranian-backed militia groups following rocket attacks on American forces in the region in the past 2 weeks. The site was not specifically tied to the rocket attacks, but were believed to be used by Iranian-backed Shia militias operating in the region. This is breaking news, happened just before showtime. Also today, the ex-USA gymnastics coach John Geddert was found dead in his car by a single self-inflicted gunshot to the head after being charged with human trafficking and sex crimes. The charges included 14 counts of human trafficking, forced labor resulting in injury, 6 counts of human trafficking of a minor for forced labor, and 1 count each of continuing criminal enterprise, first-degree criminal sexual conduct, and second-degree criminal sexual conduct. He pulled into a rest stop and shot himself. There you go. Starting next week, sometimes you just need good news, right? Sometimes you do. I got two good news stories. Starting next week, Costco will raise its starting salary, hourly rate for store workers in the United States to $16 an hour. That's $1 over the minimum wage that's proposed right now, putting its starting wage above rivals such as Amazon, Target, and Best Buy. Costco's average wage for hourly employees is around $24 an hour. Costco employees have also received an extra $2 an hour in hazard pay during the pandemic since March. Now, the company said it's going to end the hazard pay, but convert it to permanent pay raises for its employees. Wow. Good on Costco. Never thought I'd say that about a chain store, but I just did. Now, check this out. There's a company out there called the Orbital Assembly Corporation, the OAC. The Orbital Assembly Corporation today unveiled new details about its ambitious Voyager station. That's right, a space station, which is projected to be the first commercial space station operating with artificial gravity. That's right. At your typical wheel, right? Spinning in space. It's 650 foot wide. It's a wheel-shaped habitat, and it will spin with an angular velocity high enough to create moon-like levels of artificial gravity for its occupants. Designed by Gateway Foundation executive team member and lead architect Tim Alatorre, Voyager will become the biggest man-made structure in space, fully equipped to accommodate up to 400 people. Assembly is scheduled to begin around, are you ready? 2025. 4 years. 4. Let's get the show cracking. Happy birthday to today, the one and only John Doe of X is 68 years old. Taya Leone today is 55. She was married to Duchovny. I bet you didn't know that. David Duchovny. I think I got a couple of kids, too. Carrot Top today is 56. Jazz keyboard and piano great, the one and only Don Randy. Today is 84. Don, here in Los Angeles, he owns the Baked Potato Jazz Club. Hands down, the best jazz club in the state of California, maybe the United States. He also has his band Quest, and he was also a member of the Wrecking Crew. 84 years old. Happy birthday, Don. Cool dude. I've met him a few times. Great guy. Genius. Our dead guy's birthday today is George Harrison. 1943 to 2001, died at the age of 58. George was a musician, a singer, a songwriter, a music and film producer, and also, of course, the lead guitarist of the Beatles. In May 2001, it was revealed that Harrison had undergone an operation to remove a cancerous growth from one of his lungs. And then July of that year, it was also reported that he was being treated for a brain tumor at a clinic in Switzerland. A few months later, on November 29th, 2001, Harrison died on a property belonging to Paul McCartney on Heather Road right here in Beverly Hills, California. He was just 58 years old. Happy birthday, George. On this day in history, OTD, 1949. Actor Robert Mitchum is released after serving 2 months for marijuana possession at the Los Angeles County Prison Farm. 1949, Robert Mitchum. Fader fact. Okay, here you go. I didn't know this. I did not know this. I do now. And soon, so will you. Cowboys. American tradition, right? Cowboys. Cowboys originated in Spain and were exported to America. Seriously. Bet you didn't know that. Yeah. Ronald Reagan have something to say about that. But it's a fact. Tonight is another Fader night with open lines all night long. Call-in number is 747-228-2051. Let's see. All right. I got new spam email coming in. Okay. rivermooncoffee.com. The best. River Moon Wellness Fade to Black Blend. Game Changer Blend. Game Changer Blend available at Amazon and their Amazon store. The links are right there at jimmychurchradio.com for everything. River Moon Wellness, Black Moon, all of our Black Moon CBD products. Yes. rivermoonwellness.com. The links are at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend. Okay. All right. So, a weird thought came into my head today because I was peering over the fence in our backyard today. And a couple of memories came flooding back. And one of them, and this is like, and I think that they were stirred from one of the questions last night during the AMA. And, like strange paranormal interference, maybe an angel, comes in and saves you. Now, about 5 years ago, and I know I told the story, so I'm just going to make this part quick. I was going through a green light, right? A couple blocks from our house. I'm going through a green light. There's a couple of people on the curb, and I see them on the curb, and one of them almost stepped into the street, and I hit my brakes. I tapped my brakes because I thought that they were going to walk into the crosswalk, even though I had the right of way and it was a green light. But they did that, and I stepped on my brakes and I slowed down. And as I did that, a pickup truck, white pickup truck, flew through the red light. Had that not had happened, that little misstep into the crosswalk and all of that, I would have drove through the intersection and been T-boned, the driver's side, by this white pickup truck. And this dude was doing like 70. All right. So that's what I'm referring to here, like a weird thing. So this goes back, this is 2021, so this goes back about 16 years. And Rita and I lived in North Hollywood at this time. And we lived on a pretty busy street. Now, we rented a house, a back house, guest house, on a pretty big piece of property, an acre, right? There was the main house and things, an acre. Nice, with gates out front, right? So although the street was a busy street, we were on this big chunk of property back off the street and stuff like that. But one night, we heard a car crash. And I went out to see what was going on. And I look through the gate. I open up the gates and I walk outside and I see, and Rita's with me. Maybe our kids too are with me, but it doesn't matter. This all happened so quick. But this is what happened. It was a black full-size Hummer, had chrome rims on it, black, driving into parked cars. And and it was confusing. You know, you're like, what's going on? And I look, and the driver's side front tire is like broken. It's like sticking out. And the Hummer backs out of the first parked car that it's cremated, and starts to drive down the road. I'm like, what is going on? Hits another car. Backs out, hits another car. Just smashing into these cars. And then backs out and starts heading up the road, full engine smash. And it's probably doing with like 3 tires, by the way, 40 or 50 miles an hour, and then drives through a full brick wall, 8 feet tall, 7 feet tall, brick wall. Drives through it, and it's on the corner. It's this rounded brick wall, and there's a house behind it. Never really saw the house because there's a brick wall around it, but there's a house there. Drives through the brick wall as I'm standing there and into the house. Dust, things. I'm like, holy crap, right? Into the house. And now I can see from where I'm standing, this is about 50 yards away. I can see the lights from inside of the house. I can see the Hummer in the living room. I see the tail lights sticking out of the house. And as I'm getting ready to run, I see 2 or 3 people. 2 were girls, women, girls, young women, come crawling out of the bricks. There's piles of bricks. And they crawl out of the bricks, and they come out, and they're on cell phones. And the weirdest thing happened. They're standing on the corner, and I'm wondering, what do we do? And there's people walking out on the street now, coming out of their homes and things. It's pretty nutty. They get on their cell phones, and they're standing on the street corner, and I think they're calling 911, the 2 girls. This little race car, I don't know what it was, little race car, pulls up. 2 girls jump in the car splits. I run up to the house, and I crawl over the bricks and into the living room, and I don't know what I'm going to see, but I'm standing there in the living room, and as I'm standing there, this older lady, comes out of this doorway wearing a robe. What happened? What did you? And I said, wasn't me. I'm the neighbor from across the street. What happened? I said, I don't know. This Hummer just drove through your house. Who did? I don't know. I saw a couple of people run out, and that there was okay. So the SUV had pushed up against an armoire, like dishes thing, china cabinet. And she said, my bedroom shook, is on the other side of this wall. And I'm thinking, man, a china cabinet, and I remember telling Rita the china cabinet saved this lady's life. That, and the way that it was pushed up, she couldn't get to me. She had to walk around the backside. Now we're on the phone with 911. And they're showing up, and I said, you're okay? I'm okay. You're okay? Yes, okay. And I walk home. Now I got the police calling me, and they want my, a statement and what everybody looked like. I couldn't really say anything. It was so late at night. So I really didn't see a whole lot. But that was a miracle It was a miracle. It was a bloody miracle. It was crazy. Crazy. And I just had this memory flood into my head today. And I haven't thought about this craziness in such a long time. And what stirred the memory was a couple of comments yesterday and a couple of things that I had said. And yesterday, as I peered over my wall, I thought about, because it's the same kind of cinder block wall that this SUV, this Hummer, had driven through. And I thought the same thing as I'm standing there. What could prevent some craziness going down that could happen? And I thought about that today. What a miracle. A miracle. A China cabinet. Unbelievable. All right. So there it is. And I just thought I'd share that story. It was a miracle. It was a miracle. Absolute miracle. Let's get to a commercial break. Let's do that now. It was pretty crazy. Top of the hour, we will be taking your phone calls. Of course, the number is 747-228-2051. And when I come back after the short break, it'll be Ronnie McMullen of Life Change Tea. This is Faded Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight. It's your calls. It's your conversation. UFOs, supernatural, paranormal, conspiracy, lost history, all that stuff. Time travel. Food, pop culture, cool movies. You see Resident Alien last night? That show's starting to heat up. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Follow me on Twitter right now at JChurchRadio. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
This is Nicole Church, daughter of you-know-who, and you're listening to Fade to Black on JimmyChurchRadio.com and the Game Changer Network.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio.
Introducing the Game Changer blend from River Moon Coffee that delivers a customized blend made specifically for the Fadernauts. If the game is rigged, change the game. It's a bolder cup with some bite. Game Changer is the coffee of choice for those that prefer an organic dark roast that is slightly lighter and milder, but it's still dark. With wild notes of pecans and chocolate with a rich, balanced, full-bodied cup that is roasted to perfection for a great coffee to start your day, as an after-dinner coffee or anywhere in between. Artisan, small batch roasted to perfection. USDA certified organic, all River Moon coffee is freshly roasted and packaged in the USA. Just go to rivermooncoffee.com or click on the banners over on our site and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. rivermooncoffee.com.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRARadio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can get our podcast for just $2 per month. All you have to do is click on the podcast banner over at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Hi, folks. It's troubling times, and fear is pushing emotions, which in turn pushes health the wrong direction. Do you ever get an ache because life is uneasy? Try Life Change Tea at wtih.com. Life Change Tea works on your digestive tract, helping to move food through quicker and comfortably so your health is spot on. Life Change Tea may not help with world issues, but it will help with your digestive issues. A glass a day helps keep the intruders away. So, change your life today. Log on to getthettea.com. That's getthettea.com. GetTheT.com. If your health game is off, get on by ordering Life Change Tea. GetTheT.com. And while you're on our site, look around at the great non-GMO organic supplements. And if you're a sales shopper, go to our specials page and see what's for you. I've been drinking the tea for 12 years and I'm sure glad for its health benefits. Again, that's GetTheT.com. GetTheT.com. The tea that makes you go.
Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the planet.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey, and you're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. It's Thursday night. It is Fadernight with open lines all night long. We'll be opening up the phones at the top of the hour, but we do this every single month. We bring on my man, the one and only. Seriously. I love saying it. Ronnie McMullen. Ronnie, good evening, man. How are you?
How you doing, brother?
Man, I am great. How are you?
Wow. I'm good. It's been a busy year. No, I'm good. I don't know if I'm as good as you though. You've got that energy. You've got those pipes. You got it going on.
It's like this, Ronnie.
Hey, I've got to ask you a question.
Okay, you first.
Yeah, I've got to interrupt and get you because otherwise I'll forget. You know, those old age sets in.
Yep.
No, I was wondering those guitar riffs that I listened to on the break.
Uh-huh.
Is that you?
No. No. That's
okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's Doug Aldrich, and now I recorded it. Right, it's an album called Electrovision by Doug Aldrich. And I don't know if the specific tracks that you're listening. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. But that's Doug. And I remember if we go back to the earliest, versions of Fade to Black, those guitar breaks were me. I know that, stuff that I have done. And then the old sports show that we did, all of that guitar work was done by me. And then we made the switch over to Doug when Doug said, hey, yeah, go ahead, use my stuff. And I said, okay, cool. And so we made the change at some point, but it's been it's been a long time. My memory says maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes of Fade to Black were me. And there's a big difference between me
I'm selling your archives because now everybody's going to go to your first 3 shows.
Yeah, and I may even be wrong, but I know that we made the transition in there somewhere. And at some point I will I'll play some of my stuff. I'm trying to see if I even have it up on this other computer. I'm looking now. But anyway, no, it's not me. No.
Okay.
No. Okay. Now I wanted to ask you, have you ever witnessed a miracle? Something that you would classify as a miracle. Have you ever witnessed one?
Yes.
What happened? Can you talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what
it was
happened?
in my old preaching days, and I was praying for this lady. She was going in for a triple bypass.
Right.
And so I said to her, "Do you want to do this?" And she says, "Of course not." I said, "Sit in the chair and let me pray for you." I did. And she screamed, which was really kind of eerie, but she screamed when I prayed for her. And it took about 15 minutes, and I got up and left. And she called me 2 days later, and the doctor said, "I don't know what's going on. The charts must have got messed up. You have the heart of a 21-year-old.
Wow. Okay,
So
that's a
that's
miracle.
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I had one with my daughter. I had I was showering with my daughter. She was like 2 months old, October, 2 months old, and everything was fine and dandy. So Mama goes in and puts socks and stuff and says, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" And her toe, something had got wrapped around her toe, and her toe was bright red. So we took her into emergency, and by the time we got into emergency, because they make you wait now, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever, the toe was black. So then we got back and saw the doctor, and the toe was really black. I mean, there was no red on it at all. And he goes, "You do realize that we're probably going to have to amputate?"
Wow.
And I was like, no. And he goes, "Yeah." He says, "This toe is pretty much gone." And I had gone and worked on it right after I got out of the shower, and there was a hair, like a very thin little hair that had wrapped around and like a noose around her little teeny toe, third toe in. So anyway, make a long story short, he was like, "We'll see what happens for the day, but you'll come in tomorrow and amputate." And I'm thinking to myself, it's not going to make a difference to my little daughter, but it will to me. So I just prayed. I said, "God, I don't know what to say here, but I know she's not going to care, and it's not going to affect her walk or anything like that, but it is us. So I don't pray for healing. I just pray your will and give me strength to get through this." And that's me and my wife just prayed that way. And so we were done, and all of a sudden I looked down at her toe, and it looked like somebody put a little dot of red on the end of her toe. And I told my wife, I said, "Do you see that? Am I making something up? It looks like there's a dot of red." And she goes, "Yeah, it looks like it is." So we called the doctor, and by the time the doctor came in, there was about 4 dots of red. And so he says, "Well, I don't know what's going on here." He says, "But the way that looks, she's going to keep her toe." And he says, "It's funny how people find God in emergency."
Is it, I'm just going to go straight here. Is it God, or is it the power of the universe, you connecting with something else out there where the cells, the atoms, the particles are responding to the energy that you are focused on at that point?
Good question. So I'm going to say it here. That was in the days of, excuse me, that was in the days of religion. And with religion, it's all God, on the throne and sandals and white robe and all that. And that was the time zone that I was in at the time. Now looking back, especially studying Dispenza's work, I still think it's God, but it's not God of the religion. It's the creative God, the infinite intelligence. And, it's one thing when you heal yourself, then you can talk about the cells and the energy and everything else. But when it's going to somebody else, then it goes a little different, especially if they're a baby. So the long and the short of it is, yeah, I do think it's that creative intelligence of God, but I think God is so much more than anything that we've ever learned here on Earth. I think it's way past our knowledge and way past our understanding. And I think sometimes even churches, and I don't mean this in a mean way, but they downplay it. And that's, a true Christ consciousness is, I mean, who can meet up with it? I mean, it's massive. But I've seen many healings, and to this day, my daughter has a little mark around her toe where that hair was.
Wow.
So, and she never had it amputated.
Well, here's my thought with all of that, in agreeing with what you just said, by the way, that here we are, us, right, Earthlings. Now, let's go a trillion years into the future, right? So far into the future that we are 1 trillion years past the life of our sun. Our sun is going to be around for 5 billion more years, maybe 10 tops. That's it. And we will have advanced off of this planet, advanced as a species. Maybe we're light beings at that point. But anyway, we're an intelligence out there. Now, a trillion years from now, think about where we will be as humans. Right? We're going to be in an advanced state of consciousness, of something. Living in the, we're not going to be here on Earth. Earth is going to be a lump of coal, right? Right? So,
we're going to blow ourselves up. That's
well,
definitely true.
Yeah, we are not going to be here. We're going to be out there. Now, that same situation that we will find ourselves in a trillion years from now, other species went through a trillion years ago, right? This advancement in, of knowledge of things. And that situation is been going on cyclically forever. So the creator consciousness, whatever that may be, it's forever's a long time, right? Where just learning and advancing and creating and moving forward, creating universes, creating dimensions, creating world, knowledge that is way beyond scope. And I think that thought right there is what we call God. And I'm not here to offend people.
I think it's a rubber band syndrome.
How so? Yes.
I think it's
yes.
It's like a rubber band. It's like you go up in technology and then you shoot yourself in the foot with your technology because you're so stupid because you rely on the technology and not on your creativity. And then you get simple again, if we had an EMP bomb go off, everybody goes, oh, we could have an EMP bomb. And I'm like, no, that's never going to happen. Why? Because the CIA would lose track of everybody and everybody following us, and that it'd be gone. So that they would lose, we would lose, but so would they. So I said, no. I think, all this nuclear stuff and we're living on coal. And then we know, Jimmy, that there's free energy, but we're not tapping into that. God doesn't want us to be making money on energy. Maybe Joe Biden does, but but not God. So I think it's a rubber band syndrome. It's like we go real fast and then we go real slow. And then we go real fast and we go real slow. It was kind of the slow days and the cowboy days, which, that's kind of the days I wish I could have lived. But, maybe a couple of days in the cowboy days, I realized, no, I want to go back to where I was. So I know, I think it's, our string theory, there's a whole nother concept behind that. But yeah, I think I agree with you. I think there's a lot of, how do I say it? God is a timeless God. And, maybe I shouldn't call him God because that puts it in the religion slot, and I don't want to bum anybody out, but I've really gotten away from organized religion because it really, it's like a credit card, there's a lot of paperwork you don't know the background on. So
Yeah, just a little bit.
But just a little bit. But when I look at Joe Dispenza's work, and I look at how he is teaching people how to heal themselves, and he totally acknowledges the Creator, then now we're not in religion, we're into science, but we're into creativity, we're into healing, we're into so many things. And he's the one that talks about the cells, and he talks about the energy, and Bruce Lipton kind of comes up on the side of him. That to me is interesting. That to me is also God, especially when people get a connection of light, and they say, this is before they're healed, they say, all I felt was loved, and all I did was cry. Guys, crying and being healed, and they're not in a church service. The Spins is having more success with healing than our churches. What does that tell you?
Yeah. I am fully engaged in the thought of everything is connected. Everything is connected. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Everything is connected. And, and I know that others go back and talk about, things like the electric universe and reference things. Yeah. And then you have, the physicists out there that want to talk about entanglement, and they want to talk about that. And then you have, Tibetan monks and, talking about reincarnation and consciousness. And you stop and you just kind of objectively look. Everybody's talking about the same thing. Everybody's talking about the same thing.
It's all bringing their suitcases to the meeting. Here's my suitcase of Buddha. Here's my suitcase of Christianity. Here's my suitcase of science. Here's my suit. But it's all the same stuff. We're all trying to go to the same place.
Now,
Go
ahead. Yeah, we're all trying to go to the same place.
Yeah, we're all trying to go to the same place. But wouldn't it be something if we could all come together? And I think this is what Greer's kind of doing, is when we all come together and want to raise our consciousness, and we don't bring our religions with us. Now we're talking some turkey.
Well, the current Dalai Lama and how they found him when he was a boy, right? The reincarnation and things. That was part of, a modern part of history, right? It was pretty well documented and things. Well, I read an article this week about, the next Dalai Lama, right? And the search. Now we have a different world of communication. And so the search for the next Dalai Lama, the reincarnation, is going to be done live, right? We have social media. You know what I mean? This is going to be in real time.
Big tech.
Yeah. Just like, Perseverance right now on Mars, right? Where we've got 4K high tech, we got a helicopter on Mars right now, right? It's a different way of looking at Mars. And this next Dalai Lama, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be live. The search for the reincarnation, live tonight, right? It's good. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be crazy to see this go down.
Is it pay-per-view?
It will be. It will be.
And who gets to pay? Big tech?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, I like my consciousness a little more clear. I like a little less marketing going.
The Dalai Lama is like, do we have our PayPal accounts hooked up correctly? Can we get this money Zelled to us? All right. Listen, I want to talk to you really quick about coronavirus numbers. COVID numbers have declined. And a lot, right? Okay, so the numbers are down. But this is my thought process with this. Before everybody gets amnesia and forgets about the pandemic or what we went through, if it was real or not, or this or that, before all of that happens, the one thing that everybody should know is that not only can it happen, and it can happen to you, but don't take your foot off the gas. Go to gettheti.com and keep your body correct. Right now is the time to get that message out, isn't it?
Absolutely. The coronavirus obviously is overplayed, but, flat out, there's flu, there is a coronavirus, there is flus, there is influenza, there's all kinds of different things. And the more you keep your immunity up, and of course the fear is dropping the immune system. So, this is one of the things I heard. In fact, I did a small video on my YouTube channel on it. I hate when they say coronavirus survivors. I mean, so we get the flu. Oh, you're a survivor of the flu. You're the survivor of a cold. You had bad gas. You're a survivor, aren't you? I mean, they overplay their words, and so we wonder why people are in fear and all this. Well, that all that kind of stuff gets us stressed out. When we get the stress going, the immune system drops and the adrenals are flying, and we're off. Our chemistry's off. That's what's important about getting the products to get the tea. And the other thing that's really interesting too is we've still kept our prices down with price increases going crazy because of our inflation going on. I mean, they're raising construction prices through the roof. Don't build a new house, Jimmy.
Well, you said something very interesting, Ronnie. The coronavirus survivors, of which I am one, and my family all went down. What I went through was absolutely horrible, but I can only imagine how bad it would have been for me if I wasn't taking Get the Tea. There's a big difference there. There's a big difference. My body was prepared. My body was prepared. Others that, where COVID affected them differently, their bodies weren't ready for it. I was wearing Kevlar, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And I went down. I went down. But I can't imagine what it would have been like for me and my family if we hadn't have been doing the right thing. And that's really the bottom line here. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to have amnesia. I am going to take care of my body. I don't ever want to deal with that again. Ever. It was unbelievably bad.
Well, Allison Advanced, and Heart Love, which, by the way, we'll talk about in a second here, is the special for the night. But Heart Love has Allison in it as well, and Allison is the kicker for keeping your immune system very, very up. And so we need to be taking care of our heart, because right now I think a lot of people's heart is broken. There's a lot of relationship problems going on, which is another issue of pain, which drops your immune system when you're bummed out, when you're stressed. And a lot of people not getting along because they're cooped up at home all the time. Nobody's going to play anymore. It's kind of funny, our race car, everybody's really wanting to race now because they've shut everything down. Nevada's really bad about shutting things down. California, obviously. So, you've
got 3 specials on the specials page at the top, and I want everybody to go to gettheti.com, click on the specials, go to the specials page, because what Ronnie's referring to, he's got the It's All About the Heart package special. He's got the Super Tea and G.I. Joy special and the Immune Builder.
Yeah, baby.
All right there on the top row. Right? So you just went through It's All About the Heart. Super Tea and G.I. Joy. What is G.I. Joy?
G.I. Joy is going to go right for your gut. It's colostrum. The main component is colostrum. And what it does is another immune builder. But it also goes after like gluten intolerance. It goes after, people that have problems with their stomach. And they can't digest well. They don't feel good. They have stomach aches all the time. It's like a baby flu all the time. And boy, you take a couple pills of that G.I. Joy and you rock.
I took it today. I took it yesterday. I took it the day before. I'm talking about G.I. Joy. The Immune Builder package. And what is in the Immune Builder?
You talking about the special with the heart, All About the Heart with the niacin?
No, the Immune Builder special.
Oh, that's on our specials page. I couldn't tell you because we run so many specials, so you caught me off guard there, Jimmy.
Okay, well, it's got bioastin.
Yes.
It's got the Potency Wild Alaskan Sockeye Omega.
Yep. And tea.
And tea. Oh, man.
I know my own specials, man. No. Yeah, it's the specials page are ones that you can get most of the time. The ones on the front page are ones that you don't get most of the time. They're kind of just a special for the month. And usually they're a higher special, saving a little bit more money. And they go with kind of the times. I mean, right now we're in still kind of winterish time. So the flu is rolling around and COVID is still not dead. So we want to make sure that our immune system is rocking. And the other thing too is, because of the times, our heart is troubled, and Allison, which is Heart Love, is Allison's in Heart Love, helps you out and does a lot. And there's a couple other fun things in there. There's cayenne and turmeric in the niacin, which makes it raw, gives you a yeehaw when you take niacin, but that cleans your arteries. So between taking the Allison and the arteries and cleaning the arteries with niacin and cleaning your digestive with the tea, it's really good for your heart, really good for your heart. And if anybody's worried about heart stuff, boy, you want to get all about the heart.
Ronnie McMullen, Life Change Tea. Ronnie, thank you so much, my friend. And for everybody out there, it's all simple. The links are at jimmychurchradio.com. It is getthetea.com. And if you're a Fadernight, that promo code is what, Ronnie? Say it.
Fader.
Fader, will get you
free shipping. Yeah.
Ronnie, you're the best, man.
So you get the special and you'll get free shipping. Yee-hoo!
Thank you so much, Ronnie.
Shipping's on me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Ronnie, be safe and be well and enjoy the rest of your night, man.
You too. Good dialogue. Take care.
Ronnie McMullen, Life Change Tea. I am your host, Jimmy Church. It is Thursday night. It is Fadernight. Open lines all night long. We'll get to your phone calls next. GetThetea.com. The links are over at jimmychurchradio.com. Use that promo code Fader because you're a Fadernight. Fader. In addition to all the discounts from Ronnie, you will get free shipping. This is Fade to Black. I'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Listen, I know, and you know, that you've always wanted your first crystal skull. Or maybe you're a collector just like me, but you just don't know where to go to find the real thing. Then I met Carolyn Ford over at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. Carolyn is the guardian of Einstein, one of the most respected ancient crystal skulls in the world. All of her unique skulls have been imprinted sitting with Einstein in his sacred lodge and are carved from the finest gemstone and materials. Imprinting is the process of receiving the ancient wisdom from the master skull or master computer, Einstein, the ancient crystal skull. To see Carolyn's current collection of crystal skulls, just visit her store at EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com or click on the banner over on our site. Don't forget to use the promo code Jimmy at checkout to receive 10% off of your order today. That's promo code Jimmy. Finding your first or next crystal skull is easy. Just visit EinsteinTheCrystalSkull.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. We're of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And I'm Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. And you're listening to Jimmy Church. The Revolution.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and you can become an official Fadernight by just going to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com.
Hello, this is Serena Wright Taylor from Conscious Life Expo, and you're listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church, who holds the Lucky Pony record for the best astrological chart since 1963. True story.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fader Night, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051, except we've got issues with one of our main computers in here, and as you can see, my face is a little bit dark because these monitors in front of me aren't on, because this computer is rebooting right now that we had to do during the break. And if you were calling in on all of the phones, all the lines lit up, everything was cool, but nobody got through, and the computer was just acting funky. So I rebooted, and I know that I don't know what's going on if you're calling in, what you're hearing right now, but I'm waiting, and it's looking like I'm getting close. So I'm just going to ramble while everything is rebooting, and I'll get the system back live. Okay. Getting closer. 747-228-2051. Do want to thank Ronnie McMullen for coming in. GetTheT.com, and all of the links are over at JimmyChurchRadio.com. Visit all of our sponsors. That's what keeps this show going. We are live 4 nights a week. It's our sponsors here that are not only are great and amazing, but support everything that we do here, and they love the Fadernauts. So go over to JimmyChurchRadio.com, click, visit, purchase, nothing but the best products. Okay, and there you go. Now, 747-228-2051, and I should see, as everything is going through its stuff here. This, my main workhorse computer, and it's a doozy, right? But this one is the one that I don't have an SSD drive on, and I have been contemplating about, because I've got SSD here. I've got SSD there. I've got SSD. My main one, I've got a 2 terabyte drive on that. I've got a 1 terabyte backup drive that has just been sitting there doing its thing, and I haven't made the transition on this guy. But I think, but I can't go to Fry's. Fry's is closed, But anyway, I just got to do the transition. Got to go SSD because then the restart is instant. It's instant. I don't care about the other computers now. They're all SSDs. You just turn them off, turn them on, and they boot in seconds. And I don't have to go through what I'm going through here right now, which absolutely takes minutes to go through. So there you go. All right. Let's see how close I am to getting through this. Oh, man. It's slowly coming to life. 747-228-2051. And our phone software boots automatically. So at some point, I'll start to see that stuff lighting up, and then we'll get to the phone calls. 747-228-2051. You guys are having fun, huh? This is great. This is entertainment. This is why you wanted to have the bunker cam, so you get to see this stuff go on. If I didn't have the bunker cam, I'd be sitting here and nobody knows anything, and I just come back online when I'm ready. But now everybody's got to watch me go through this, and that part of it sucks. So, okay, are we close? Are we close? Let's see here. Okay. Two. There it goes. Okay. We're seconds away. We're seconds away. This is entertainment. This is. I wanted to. Man, I let this get away from me. The sighting that happened with American Airlines 2292 on Sunday, somewhere over central New Mexico. American Airlines announced yesterday. They said, "Hey, yeah, it happened. Yes, it did. It happened. Our pilot saw something, but we have no comment. You have to reach out to the FBI." So the FBI was contacted. FBI says, "Yeah, we know about it. Yep, but we don't comment about an ongoing investigation." Now, originally, this is 2 days ago. Today's Thursday. So on Tuesday, when American Airlines made this comment about the FBI, I had to step back and think to myself, what is the FBI? FAA? All right, I can understand that. I could maybe understand the Air Force looking into this, or the military, right? It was over a military installation. There's a possibility it was a missile. There's that part of it. Then the Federal Aviation Administration, this is a commercial airliner. I understand them looking into this. All right, I get that too as well. FBI? What is the FBI looking into? Unless, and now I'm starting to think there is something going on. What would the FBI be investigating if it was a military accident, accidental missile launch, or a missile launch that was intentional, or any of this other stuff that we could possibly consider here? Why would the FBI be looking into a military situation? I don't get that. Unless, all right, things are starting to light up here. Okay, I'm putting you on hold. Stay right there. Why is the military being investigated by the FBI? Does anybody have an answer with this? I'm putting you on hold. Stay right there. I don't get what's going on. I really don't. Okay, everything is back up and running. Everything is cool. Wow. Yes, I'm going to do all of this in real time with everybody, so you can just check out what's going on. Hey, I'm putting you on hold. Stay right there. And very interesting responses. Yeah. And some of the comments, and I agree with some of the stuff that Richard Dolan said, putting you on hold. Stay right there. That we may not hear anything. This is the military, and it could be possibly the military could be an embarrassing situation where the military fired off a missile and that almost hit a commercial airliner, and that is something that we may never hear anything about. We've had incidents like this in the past, and they always get buried. So there's that part of it. But the visible part of this that is going on right now, and I'll say it again, we know the place, the location, we have the pilot, we have the recording, we have the airline, we have the flight number, we have Flight Aware. You can look at all of the stuff today in a modern sense that we couldn't do in years past. Right now, we know a lot about this, and there's no way to bury it. And there's no way for America Airlines to run away from this. I want to hear from this pilot directly, and I'm feeling pretty confident we will. I think he will go on the record. He has to. There's too much going on out there. But now we have the FBI acknowledging all of this too as well. It's a very interesting situation. When this broke on Sunday, and I heard the recording, it was recorded at 11:17 in the morning. Okay, it got leaked and got put out there. I found out about it 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was right in the middle of the Conscious Life Expo in the live stream there. But when I heard the recording, it was authentic. I felt at that time this was not only a real sighting, but this was going to become very big news very quickly. And that's what I said live at the Conscious Life Expo. Everything that has happened since then, I expected it. The way that it's going down right now, I think this is potentially going to be a very, very huge event. And with that, phone lines are active, 747-228-2051. Let's see who is up first. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Ed from Minneapolis. How you doing?
Hi, Ed from Minneapolis. What's cracking?
First of all, I know everybody, a lot of people on your show, they're interested in alien disclosure. And yes, it is coming. But before that happens, what the aliens want is this, okay? They want people to activate their third eye. For this reason, the involvement of man, they want to actually feel what you're feeling. See, these are extraterrestrials from other planets, and they, to them, they want that reality show. You understand?
Sort of. What do you mean they want? What reality show do they want?
They want to actually, like when you open your third eye, you tap into different realms, and you could actually take an experience that somebody else had and use it for yourself. But I'm not talking about just the third eye. The third eye, if you see it on our money, it's there for a reason. These weren't madmen back then. These are like clues. You see signs everywhere. That's mentioned in the Bible. But at this point, the third eye, when it activates, they can actually like come into your soul and feel what you're feeling. They want to taste different foods. They want a lot of things. Experience sex. To them, they don't have those feelings. You understand? And then they can only manifest through us. You understand?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and it's an interesting way to look at things. It is. Are you saying this though from your own experience, or is this just something that you put together and thought about?
I opened my third eye somewhat. You have to use meditation.
Well, I know, Ed, I understand all of that stuff. I'm saying, have you communicated with ET with your third eye? Have they told you this is what they want?
Pretty much, yes.
Well, not pretty much. I mean,
well, they're not going to tell you 100%. They show you like they'll send things your way, or when you're thinking you're thinking a certain thought, thinking, could this, you're rationalizing that thought. They'll send that freaking song at that exact time, saying the words of what you understand. They're very intelligent. To them, they're like, when you open your third eye, they're like playing a video game. You understand?
I understand what you're saying. My take on it is quite a bit different. Where my thought about all of this is, when you look at the size of the universe, the age of the universe, and what could be going on, what interest would ET, of which there are millions of civilizations out there, it's not just one, so they are all different, they have different goals, they have different things going on, and they may be in communication with each other, quite possibly they are, but looking back at us with our primitive, what possible interest could they have in us? The answer for me is none. We are no different. The way that you look at your house plant, the way that you look at other things, you're not trying to go out in your backyard and get your apple tree to understand the internet. The apple tree is never going to understand the internet, and neither is your dog. It doesn't work that way. And so with us understanding the third eye and communicating back to them, and no, it's just never going to happen that way. Why would they be interested? Their interest in us would be where we are in our development, where our planet is going, just like a trillion other planets out there that are just like us. And it may be even a more primitive situation where maybe other planets that are just like Earth, maybe they're in the Stone Age. Maybe they're in the dinosaur age. Maybe they don't have intelligent life yet, right? They don't have electricity. They haven't discovered fire, but they're in a different evolutionary stage, and they're observing those planets too. And we are just along the same path, because we're going to be doing the same thing. We're already looking for those types of planets and searching for life. And when we get the ability to achieve interstellar travel, and we're out there with the Prime Directive, with our Space Force, and we're out there flying through the galaxies, we're going to be doing the same observations. But I don't think we're going to be changing the development of a planet, or looking at a species and communicating with them, or living through that. No, I just don't see it that way. I think it's going to be more observational. And that's my take. That's my take. I have no idea why they're here. I don't. I see them all the time, but I don't know why.
Why the government isn't telling us anything? They have them. They have the truth.
I believe that I believe that they know more than you and I. Yes.
But you don't believe they actually have debris and all that? I believe the story is awful.
You know what? And until things go to the next level, we actually don't know what the government knows. Do you remember, Ed, and I've got a lot of calls on hold, so I got to get to those. But do you remember when Giorgio Tsoukalos, a few years ago on this show, said, and I love this quote, he said, when E.T. lands and comes down and steps off, and starts talking to us, we will find out that everybody was wrong. And that includes me, Ed, and that includes you, and that includes everybody else that has been out there talking about ET. And that's until that happens, we're just having fun talking about it. And that's probably as close as we can get to the reality. We know we're being visited. That's a fact. You can go out and watch it.
Yep.
You can go out tonight. see something strange that is look what just happened on Sunday with American Airlines. We know things are flying around this planet from another star system, not of this Earth. We know this. The question is, what's going on and why? Does our government know?
Correct.
Sure. Is our government telling us? No. Does that mean you know? No, you don't. I don't either. I don't have the keys to the kingdom. I don't. I want to know so bad. I do, man. I do. I want to get to the bottom of this. But, and the thing, Ed, and I want to be very clear on this. There are millions of civilizations out there. Millions, maybe just in our Milky Way. How many of them know about Earth? I don't know. How many have visited Earth? I don't know. How many have visited Earth more than once? Right? How many civilizations have done a drive-by here, checked it out, mapped it? Okay, there's planet number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got life. We're moving on. And they were here 1 million years ago, right? Never came back. Just put it in the logbook, because there are so many more planets in the Milky Way to go and check out too. So they go on to the next one, right? So how many have been here just once? How many have been here more than once? How many are hanging out every day?
In future.
So there.
In future one.
Yeah, and that too. So Ed, great phone call, my man. Great phone call. Always something to think about when we're dealing with all of this. Don't be a stranger. Thank you so much. Ed? Let's see. Who is up next? I got time for one more before the break. So let's bring in the next call right now. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hello, Jimmy Church. It's Joe Rich from the Rockabouts, Staten Island.
Hey, Joe. What's on your mind tonight?
Hey, I think we're entering the Terminator age. Jimmy, did you hear the news lately in New York City? 2 days ago, the NYPD, right, experimented or did a trial experiment with, to get this, an AI robot dog.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to retrieve things and open doors and so on.
Yep.
What about AI? What about AI police officers? How does that grab you?
Soon. It'll be soon. It will be soon. And no police unions. No. Oh, I forgot to turn on my body cam. None of that. So I'll tell you what, if I'm a criminal, I've thought about this a lot, man. If I'm a criminal, if I'm a terrorist out there around the world or whatever, I'm a criminal and I'm on the street and I look up the street and I see 10 or 20 android bots marching towards me with laser focused armament. I'm not in a good mood. That doesn't put me in a good mood. You are not going to win. And then in front of them are, a swarm of drones, and drones, not big drones, like little tiny drones with little cameras on it. You can't shoot them out of the sky, like gnats, right? And they're just buzzing, and you can't run and hide. You run into the building and they follow you through the door, right? That's now is in a weird way, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Well,
I'm okay.
I got one more little tidbit, okay? It's a little different in relation to the virus. Did you know I saw a report, like breaking news, in D.C., like today or like yesterday, a baby was born right in Washington, D.C., with like extreme amounts of corona and all kinds of variants.
No, I haven't heard that story. Was that in the news? I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's like the news break online. I can't find it anymore. But it's like, yeah, I'm telling you.
No, I didn't.
Can you say baby bomb?
yeah. I haven't heard anything about that. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Hopefully, it was just a fake news story, and maybe that's why you can't find it. But I don't know.
Hey, what do they say? Like to prepare for war, but pray for the best or something. I don't know. But I tell you what, Jimmy, this side of town, as far as me, is not buying all the happy talk, Jim. I'm just not. It's just not.
Well, you got to look at a few things right now. And I said this before, and I expect the mainstream media to start changing their ways here very quickly. Coronavirus, the numbers are down. I mean, like really down. And it doesn't matter what's I've only got 30 seconds, Joe. So hear me out.
All right.
The numbers are down. I had said a year ago, this isn't a war. We don't have to rebuild cities because of a bombing campaign. We don't have to rebuild infrastructure. What we have to do is get back to work. Now we have to rebuild the economy. We've got to get our restaurants back. We've got to get everybody back. We've got to get our schools back. And all of this is easy to do, and we've got to get back to work and get it done. That is the future. It's nothing but brightness in front of us. And that's it. And I am confident that I was right then, and here we are at the end of February in 2021, and that is what is going to be in front of us. It's going to be a rocking economy. It's going to be getting things back together, and we're going to have fun doing it. That's it. And, Joe, I got to take a break. Thank you so much, my friend. Don't be a stranger out there.
Oh, you got it, brother. Butterflies and rainbows to everybody.
Joe from Staten Island. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. You know the number, 747-228-2051. It's Thursday night, open lines. I'll be right back.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Do you want to be an official Fadernight? Of course you do. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black. Just go to our membership section at jimmychurchradio.com. Fadernauts. When you think about the future of our country and where we're headed, do you wonder about the food supply? I do. Disruptions in the food supply chain could be disastrous, and they usually occur with little warning. That's why the smartest thing you can do today is to stockpile emergency food, water, and other essentials. I personally recommend My Patriot Supply. They're the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, serving millions of customers for more than a decade. In fact, they're the only source my family trusts for our preparedness plan. You should too. Right now, save 20% off a full 4-week supply of delicious meals that provide 2,000 calories a day. Saving 20% helps too, doesn't it? Especially now. So go to preparewithjimmy.com and get ready. That's preparewithjimmy.com. There's no time to lose. Do it now.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight, 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. I want to talk to you right now about Virtual Shield VPN. That's what we use here. That's what we use next door. That's what we use in this studio. All of my computers, everything runs Virtual Shield VPN. You've got to get yourself your very own VPN. Virtual Shield VPN is the very best, and it's the only one that I'll ever use because they have a strict no-log policy, and it's all built into their software from the ground up for privacy protection. That's it. Virtual Shield routes your internet through advanced encrypted servers across the globe to prevent your internet service provider from being able to track your internet traffic. So important today. Go to virtualshield.com/fade to black. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. virtualshield.com/fade to black. Do that. You will get Virtual Shield for 50% off today. And the other thing you can do, if you can't type, right? Click on the link in the video description box below. It's right there. 50% off today, Virtual Shield VPN. Get it now. It is Thursday night. It's Fader night. It's open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Carrie from Palm Springs. How are you?
I'm doing good, Carrie. How are you? What's going on?
I am awesome. Great job with Conscious Life Expo. I was able to catch 2 segments.
Right on.
And you were a fabulous host. I really loved the Billy Carson, Adam Apollo segment. And then I caught you and Richard Dolan on Sunday, which was really timely. So thank you so much for hosting. It was really awesome.
Yeah, right on. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was... I got to tell you, I don't know how Jerry Lewis did that every single year. I have no idea. But that was energy well spent, right? I mean,
yes.
you just got to turn it on, and that's it. That's it. You're not done until it's over. Whew.
Absolutely. It was like a telethon. I used to watch the Jerry Lewis telethon as a kid. Yeah, you didn't really appreciate it back then of how much energy and time and effort that must have taken for. I think it was like a 72-hour telethon or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see Jerry Lewis at the beginning, right? Hey, welcome. Yes. You know, his hair's all perfect, the suit, tuxedo. He's looking good, and then you see him 2 days later. Right, hair's all messed up, and he's just like...
Jokes almost got better, though, on the third day.
Everything's all wrinkled, shirt's unbuttoned, the tie's undone, and, welcome back, and so... Yeah. But yeah, that's what I went through. It was a lot of fun, and I've experienced so many conferences. And I know what we go through over those 3, 4, 5 days, and getting up and getting in the shower, getting dressed, It's the night before, right? It's working all day, all night, hanging out with the Fadernauts and stuff after the night is over, rolling into our room at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting up 5 hours later at 8, right?
Yeah.
And starting the day over where I'm just like, man. But you manage, you get out into the hallway and you how do I say this? The adrenaline takes over, and you go and you plug it and plug it in and get through it, because it's our opportunity to hang out with everybody, Carrie, and how much fun everybody has. And, on Monday, Tuesday, I can rest. But right now, it's the moment. It's everybody else that is there, and that's what you do it for. And it's a lot of fun.
Oh, well, thank you for doing that.
All right, so what's on your mind?
Mars. Let's talk about Mars. Man, I'm with you. I've been glued to Percy, and I was able to watch the whole landing live, which was an absolute treat. And I'm just super excited because I really feel like it's going to be very fruitful. They're going to find a lot of information. And I just have this gut feeling they're going to find something. I don't know how big or how small. I don't know when we're going to hear about it, how they're going to frame it, what they're going to say, but they're going to find something. I think, obviously, bacteria, yeah, that's easy. But maybe they're going to find something unexplainable, maybe something they didn't expect they're going to find. What do you think, Jimmy? What do you think they're going to
this is, okay. Can we just talk? Can we just talk?
Have some coffee. Let's have some Riverman coffee and talk.
Yes, because to be quite frank about all of this, science doesn't know how our Earth was created. We really don't know what's on the inside of this planet. We can take some guesses, and we take magnetic measurements, and there's a iron molten core, and okay, all right, oh, whatever. And I say that because really we don't know. The mystery of our own moon, we don't know. All of the other planets, how everything was created, don't know. Sun and the stars and everything else, how were they created? Great theories, great ideas, but we don't know. We know nothing. And we
don't know nothing.
That's right. And so when I hear the statements made about Mars, right? Now, I was watching a documentary that came out at the end of 2020, and I'm watching this documentary out on one of the major networks about Mars and Perseverance and what's going to be going on and all the latest information. And one of the things that they said in there was that Mars became a dead planet 3.8 billion years ago. And now I stopped and I thought about, how do they know that? That's a bunch of BS.
How do they know that?
That's a bunch of BS. They don't know that. They could say maybe, and then I'm okay with the statement, possibly. How do they, when we talk about the atmosphere disappearing and all of the water evaporating off of the planet, how do we not know that happened 1 million years ago? Not 3.8 billion. What if it's something recent? We've only been looking at it with frigging telescopes for 500 years. Before that, we're looking at a little red dot in the sky with our eyeballs. We know nothing about Mars. Nothing. We've been sending probes up there forever, haven't found out nothing. Nothing. So for them to make that general statement of 3.8 billion years, I don't. No. Now it could be very strong theory, backed up by data, but I think anything else is on the table as well. So, which goes back to your point. I think that they're going to find something. They're going to find something, and they're going to make an announcement on this trip. This is the one where I think, because Elon's going to be there with humans in 2026, where humans are going to be over there turning over rocks, not a rover, right? And that's a different ball game at that point. And not with cameras, not with drills, with a robot. We're talking about humans walking around on the surface of Mars, and those discoveries and what humans are going to see, and what if you and I are walking on Mars, okay, and the two of us are going to find something interesting to look at, independent of the other. What you want to go walk over to is not what I'm going to want to walk over to. Right? And that's what's going to come and play into 2026. It's going to be a different thing. So they're going to have to make an announcement now.
I think there's a lot of sand on Mars. And I think there's layers and layers of this Martian sand. And God only knows what's under, feet and feet of sand. Just like in Egypt, there's still a lot of sand that we can't uncover, and there's so many things on our own planet that are covered by jungles or sand, that Antarctica, that make it difficult to really dig deep. And I believe that's what the InSight probe is going to do, is to dig deep into the Martian surface and collect soil samples, so to speak. So I really feel that there's going to be some sort of discovery, which is going to prompt an announcement of this discovery. How big, how small, I don't know. And that's going to, pose bigger questions.
Well, okay. Yes is the answer. But what if, now this is, and I'm being very serious when I say what I'm about to say. Okay. What if the life on Mars knew that the magnetic atmosphere was disappearing, and they knew about Earth, and they just flew here?
Could be.
A million years ago, 2 million years ago.
It's absolutely possible.
And we forgot about that. When civilization came and rose and died and whatever, a million, 2 million years ago. But that's who we are, that we are Martians. Now, I know that's like a crazy thought, but it's 100% possible, because we just showed up here 200,000 years ago as Homo sapiens sapien without explanation. And now, is that a possibility? Well, here's the other part of that, which makes me think these kinds of crazy thoughts, is when you look at Curiosity and you look at those high-res images, they're off in the distance. I see stuff that just doesn't look right. And I had said then, if I was going through a desert and I'm out of water, I'm out of food, I've got so much life left in me, and I'm looking forward in the distance on some place I need to get to. Well, in those Mars Curiosity shots, there's places that I would walk to, right? Like, it looks like an old building. It looks like something that, and that's what seems strange to me about Mars. It doesn't look like the open Sahara Desert where there's no signs of life, right? Nothing. It's nothing but open sand everywhere. You look at those Curiosity shots, and you look off in the distance, and it just doesn't seem natural. I mean, just little spots. There's little things. Well, Curiosity can't drive to that, 5 miles away. Can't do it. Can't climb up on the cliff. Can't do it. Humans can. And you get your eyeballs on that like we would if we were stumbling through the desert. That's going to now happen in 2026, where we're going to have that ability to go, let's go check that out. That doesn't look right. Look at that on the side of the cliff over there. All right, let's go. You know, and curiosity, even perseverance can't do this. So that's what I'm looking at.
How much is the helicopter? How much is the helicopter going to be able to see?
Well, I don't. Well, a future helicopter is different. I think this one can only fly for so many minutes, and then it's got to recharge its solar batteries. So it can only go so far away from Perseverance, I believe. So right now, they're just trying to make sure that it can fly in the atmosphere, because the atmosphere is 100 times as thin as here. So it's gravity is a bit different too as well. So, but they're trying to make sure that they can do this, that it is a possibility. Now, in the future, a bigger helicopter, a bigger drone, something more robust, that can fly greater distances. Yeah, if they get past this testing stage, then it's going to be a different game, especially in 2026. If you think about it, just like we use drones here, they're going to be doing it then with something bigger. But yeah, I think it's exciting, and the only way
it's very exciting.
The only way, Carrie, that they can get ahead of humans landing in 2026, they got to announce something now. They have to. They have to. You got to get ahead of the game. Got to get ahead of the game.
Yep. I feel it. It's coming. It's definitely coming. And, this American Airlines sighting, that's interesting. It sounds like, to me, I've listened to the recording from the pilot. First of all, it sounds very genuine. Second of all, it sounds as though it might have been a Tic Tac type craft shape, if I had to guess or extrapolate. Any thoughts there?
I've listened to that recording so many times now. I don't think that they saw a missile, because they would have said that. It was a cruise missile, man. A cruise missile almost hit the plane. Notify the Air Force. Notify the military. We've got commercial aircraft flying through here, and one almost hit this plane. That would be the radio transmission, right? So they didn't see a cruise missile. He said, he says a large cylindrical object. I'm paraphrasing here. What does cylindrical mean? Cut off on both ends. It didn't have. I don't know. Did it look like
a cylindrical object? He didn't mention any wings.
No, didn't mention any of that.
Curious.
When I think of a cylindrical object, I think of a paper towel roll, right? A toilet paper roll. That's cylindrical to me. So that's what he saw. That's what I think that he saw. To have American Airlines say, hey, well, it happened, but you got to talk to the FBI. FBI says, hey, yeah, we know about it, but we can't talk about current investigation. There you go.
Not the three-letter agency I was expecting to be following up on this case, by the way.
Well, you're talking about the CIA?
Well, no, I'm saying FBI. I didn't think it would be the FBI. I thought it would be FAA, or I don't know. It just doesn't. That seems a little different to me there too. So interesting time.
The Air Force, the National Guard, looking into this and their radar systems. That makes a lot of sense to me. The FAA makes a lot of sense. The FBI, it doesn't.
It's a little head scratcher, isn't it?
It doesn't make any sense. Does not make any sense.
Who knows?
More
to be known. If we'll ever know any more, we might not know any more details, unfortunately. But that's okay. Each incident pushes us one step closer to finding out the real truth. So,
thank you.
Shows like this bring us all together, and we have a space and a platform, and I'm so grateful. So. Thank you, Jimmy, and hello, and thank you to all the Fadernauts.
Thank you, Carrie. Be safe and be well.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
And thank you so much. And that is Carrie from Palm Springs. And I'm going to take a quick break. Having issues with my software, so I'm going to reset this. And I'll be right back. It's not a big deal. I know what's going on. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal Guard on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station. Salt Lake City, Utah. Van Buren, Arkansas.
Why is it we're not very good with our health regimen until it's too late? We don't put oil in the car until the engine blows up. When the body's out of balance, your health is not so good. Give your body some love. Log on to wtih.com. That's wtih.com. Try our Life Change Tea, which cleanses you from harmful intruders. A clean colon is one of the ways to bring the body in balance. We also carry organic supplements to help you get where you need to go. So do your body a favor. Log on to gettheti.com. That's gettheti.com. You can even visit our sales page to save some dough. Does anybody call money dough anymore? Anyway, if you're looking for short, helpful health tips, go to YouTube and punch in Health Matters Now. That's Health Matters Now. So, log on to gettheti.com, shop, get balanced, then learn some cool tips at Health Matters Now. You'll be glad you did. That's gettheti.com.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRAradio.com.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I only drink Fade to Black blend coffee from Rivermoon. Just click on the Rivermoon Coffee banner at jimmychurchradio.com. Promo code F2B Blend.
This is the only way forward.
This is Fade to Black. Make contact. KGRAradio.com.
When you're in the house for longer periods of time, you can see them flying or running across the floor. Ooh, yuck. They're unhealthy, gross, and disgusting. Bugs. I loathe bugs. We keep a clean home, but occasionally bugs show up. Well, I found something that is tougher than bugs. Orange Guard. On contact, it kills hidden bugs, including ants, roaches, and fleas. Plus, Orange Guard is a residual repellent. All of the ingredients of Orange Guard are on the FDA generally recognized as safe list. Orange Guard may be used around food, humans, and pets. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Orange Guard. Available at orangeguard.com, Whole Foods, and Ace Hardware.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why Fade to Black? Because you never got that pony, damn
it. This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Thursday night, Fadernight, open lines all night long. Had some buggy software and had to reset it, but we're all good. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Open lines all night long. With that, let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy, Rita, everybody. This is Rhea. How are you? From Colorado.
Hi, Rhea from Colorado. What's on your mind tonight?
Oh, gosh. Well, I was listening to Richard Dolan the other night with you guys. And after the closing ceremony from Egypt, it just really moved me. And I got to hear Richard Dolan in a new way this time. I haven't been able to pay a lot of attention to him. And I appreciated him and your repartee with him, and he was asking a lot of questions. And I noticed these questions come up, and I kind of have some answers for some of them. And I've been receiving some clues, like someone brought up Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy tonight and bacteria tonight. And you asked a question earlier about the military investigation. I have some ideas about that too.
Okay, I don't know where to start. So I'll hand it over to you.
So your question was about why is the CIA investigating the military?
No, the FBI. The FBI.
It's the FBI. Okay, so the way my guides are telling me is that actually the CIA convinced the FBI to do it. And when we're missing something really big about all of this, which is that we think of them as government agencies, but instead we need to transform the idea of politics to be about individuals and businessmen and less about government versus the people. And there's something there, and my guides tried to tell me about it in 2019, and they kept saying the same. I get these riddles, and they kept saying that some people need to research the intersection of military and art. And they meant it in multiple ways. I get these riddles, and one sentence will mean like 5 different things, but it's supposed to be so that whoever is supposed to do it, they go, oh, that's interesting, and then it catches their mind. But there's some physical place, and I believe it has something to do with the Vatican. Okay, there's a physical place where there's 2 roads, military and art. And that's one level. But then it's all about how the art world and the military, in the place of their intersection, you will find businessmen. And it's those businessmen that hold much of our world's power sway. And so that's really the basics of that conversation.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, the Vatican's got their own military, their own army, their own police force, and certainly their own religion. And they've got their own observatories. They've got their own telescopes. They have their own education. They've got everything in play from every part of society, and they've got their own country, right? It's called the Vatican, Vatican City, with their own laws, their own rules, and their own systems. So, yeah, I could see that as being a source for this. You mentioned the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. Yes. I spent a lot of time, asking the questions like, what the fudge is this place? What's going on? What's life? What's it mean to be a being? This whole deeper question. And the reason why we never reach full disclosure is because there's an intentional illusion that we would lose out there. And it's very similar to the idea of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where you just kind of you manufacture planets and you manufacture beings, and then you put those beings into the planets. It's very strange, and there are beings with powers just beyond our imagination, and we have this just cookie cutter existence because we're just a little tiny baby consciousness group. And it will really honestly freak us out to know that the writings on the cave walls that look like magic carpets that could walk.
Yes.
Those are real. That's the Magi. Those are plasma beings. Okay? And the jinn are negative versions of those. The jinn are plasma beings because that's what we are. We are all plasma beings. But the jinn figured out how to leave the body inside of the realm, which is really a game space or play space for consciousness, for advanced beings. So we don't make a mess in the real Z. So we do it fakey wakey. So everything here is programmed. But the problem is we have a base 9 system, and it's programmed with base 10 information up and down, right and left. The Sumerians created a weapon in the Taurian age. And it takes something that is a system of natural cycles that are based on the number 3. And it takes it, and it changes the number of completion from a 9 to a 10. And it just ruins everything from that moment. And it's why that guy on the movie above Majestic was saying that he was told that everything was wrong. When I saw that, I asked my guides, what does that mean? They said, that's the thing we've been trying to teach you about the base 10 over the base 9. And it's the metaphor of Clockwork Orange, where they peel the guy's eyeballs back and they do the conditioning. That's the closest metaphor my guides have been able to give me about what physically happens to us in the process. So this place that we're in is a giant Jedi school, is the easiest way to think of it. And it's hard AF to actually be any of the players in this space. And we earn a lot by doing it, but it doesn't make it any less real. It's bad to say we're in a simulation, so it doesn't matter. Everything matters. We just do simulations so we don't blow up the real thing. We come here and we pretend nuclear rather than doing nuclear. And so that's a whole bunch of info at once.
Very interesting, Rhea. And because of all of that, tonight after Fade to Black, I'm going to go watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy once again. Thank you for the phone call.
Right?
I love that movie from beginning to end. Thank you so much, Rhea, and enjoy your weekend.
Okay, you too.
Thank you so much. That's a great phone call. Rhea from Colorado. And let's just keep this going. 747-228-2051. I love the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I thought that movie, the series, the TV series from the BBC is okay. And it's long. It's really weird. You watch the BBC series, and it's nearly word for word, Doug Adams and the way it's laid out in the book. And the movie, right? The movie is so well done. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is the Mexican Mandalorian.
The Mexican Mandalorian.
That's right. Hold on, because
you're on
this helmet.
Can you take me off of
this
speakerphone?
helmet doesn't allow to. Yeah, Jimmy, can you hear me?
Take me off speaker.
Hold on.
We're live on the radio, Mandalorian.
Jimmy, it's me. How are you, man?
You've got
Can you hear me?
I can, but you've got to take me off speaker.
Jesus.
Oh, man. Okay, well, call me back. Yeah, see? You can't call in Mexico international call. You can be calling me from Fiji. Call me from South Africa, but don't call me on a speakerphone. All right? Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, see, got to be ready to go. I am not scared to just go on to the next caller. I'm just not scared. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Keith from Long Beach again.
Hey, Keith from Long Beach again. How are you?
I was on last week about my MK Ultra thing, and I was hoping to maybe be able to give more details about what happened, because we kind of went off on the why, and I'll let you kind of take the lead. I was wondering if you wanted me to give some more information on that.
Well, it's up to you.
Okay, well, I would think the listeners would kind of want to know the kind of things that they actually were doing and saying while I was in there. So I had mentioned that they opened up with, we injected you with pure marijuana and all that. They went into my Facebook. They didn't say, hey, we're looking at your Facebook. I don't know how they had my Facebook. I mean, obviously they can check my name, and, my mom didn't really use Facebook, but they could have gone, I don't know how they did it, but they were right in there right away. And they were acting like, they were telling me that we saw you play at this concert, like 10 years ago, because there were pictures from it on my, so they were playing this whole buddy routine. They were saying things like, we're not really here. We're on a spaceship to Mars. One of the first things they told me, I might have mentioned this last week, but you're not fully human. These are body scanners, not cell phones. So I asked them.
What they said this? They said this to you?
Yeah, no, they had me they had me in a private room. Every once in a while, a nurse would come in to check my vitals, but they had me locked in another room away from everybody else on a gurney, 2 officers. And yeah, this was like I told you, this was about a 3-hour ordeal while they're waiting for the roving psych tech to arrive to make his diagnosis, which of course they were cooking up big time with the whole process. And
they told you that you were on a spaceship to Mars.
They said we were all on a space, that we're all not really here. We're on a spaceship to Mars. One of the many things they told me.
And they told they told you your cell phone was a body scanner.
They told me their cell phone. They were waving their cell phones over my body. Okay? And they said, these aren't cell phones. These are body scanners. And then they told me that I wasn't completely human. And when I asked them, well, what parts are not human? Their reply was, we don't know. We didn't build you.
Well, why would they tell you? Why would they tell you this stuff? Are they just trying to mess with your mind?
Well, that's what most people think. But I mean, the other things that came out of this.
Did you talk did you talk to an actual physician and go, who were those 2 people in here? They just told me I was Martian, that we were all in spaceship.
No,
the body scanners.
It doesn't work that way. I was in police custody in the hospital on a 5150 call because my mother, with the tribe of Levi, O negative blood, called 911 because she was afraid I was going to go skinny dipping. And literally.
But you didn't tell anybody about this?
Well, I've told tons of people about it, but the way it works is, as that happened, before they got their cuffs back, I had to be getting the drop shot, and they told me something funny about that when they did it, and I'll get into that, but it's part of the whole game they were playing with me, and they've continued to play on the future contacts. So no, by the time I spoke to a physician, it was the next day in another hospital in a mental ward, and I wasn't there going, oh my God, these cops did this to me. It took me a while to process that. And I told them, a lot of people said, oh, they were just messing with you, they were just bored. But they were like switching in and out of personalities. Like they were going back to their normal personalities, talking to each other about their health insurance and stuff like that. Then they'd snap back, their head would twitch. They'd get back into this new personality where they're now doing, I call it a Matrix / Men in Black style interrogation. They told me to read their names backwards. And one of them read backwards was almost like the data van. I'm not going to say his name, even though that officer did go down in a scandal a few years later. I did look him up. And the other one, I tried to read his last name. It was a very common Hispanic name. And he said, just call me Zed. And they were, this was it was scary because there were some of the things they were telling me.
Well, now, how long ago, Keith, how long ago did all of this happen?
This was in 2011.
2011, so it's 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Okay,
this was the first.
And now today, what is going on? I mean, like today. Any interference, anything, is this?
No. Last interference I had was in 2018 in a different area that I was living, and there was actually, I have a freaking implant from that. It's still there. I was taken into a hospital, and the doctor told me he was giving me a mood stabilizer, and I told him I can't take those antipsychotics. They mess me up, and it's not what I need. He said, no, this is a mood stabilizer. So he gives me a pill. It turns out to be Zyprexa. I knock out, wake up in another hospital with a big bruise on my arm and a lump in the middle of it. So that was the third to last contact, because there was almost in every single time this happened, there were 3 back-to-back hospitalizations. The last time there was 2. The third one, they let me out in the morning because that was really just my mom overreacted again.
Well,
and I was
okay. So how the mental side of this? I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's going on. This is all news to me.
I can tell you what my actual mental issue is, but it wasn't officially. Yeah, that's not really what I'm calling about. Because I do know that I'll tell you this: once they discredit you, they can reveal stuff to you because nobody's gonna believe you.
Well, I see that as being true. But you called me saying that this was MK Ultra.
Well,
okay,
when I went back, I'm saying they used MK Ultra techniques. They were using MK Ultra techniques. It wasn't like Project MK Ultra. They weren't trying to turn me into a hitman or something like that. That wasn't the purpose of it. But they were the same mind messing techniques: the injection, the suggestion, the fear, the psychological torture. It was literally psychological torture. They told me I was going to go to jail for 10 years because I had marijuana, and the law changed 3 days ago, and I was facing 10 years.
But why? I mean, my question with all of this is why? Why tell you we're on a spaceship from Mars? Why tell you that their phones are body scanners? Why tell you that you're going to go to jail for 10 years for marijuana? Why? I mean,
like I was saying, because of my bloodline, because of my parents, because of there's an Army Air Force connection. One of my grandfathers in World War II was stationed in Hawaii, didn't see frontline service. He was a radio man in the Air Corps. He ran the poker games for the officers, and he was tribe of Levi, negative blood, blue-eyed.
But why, Keith? I'm hip to all of that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Why?
Because I mean, I don't want to quite reveal it, but I mean, it basically has to do with
Keith. That's the reason. That's the reason for this phone call. Is to reveal it. I mean, not to tell us about 10 years of experiences. No, I mean, that's all.
I'll reveal it. Yeah.
Why?
Okay. Basically, I'm from one of those top bloodlines. There's an alien connection to the top bloodlines through the Rh negative. They're the original hybrids from the original hybridization programs. So I'm a watched individual because of who I am. I believe I was born because they didn't send my other grandfather to the front line. He stayed in New York for World War II. My father was sent to Germany during Vietnam. All Jewish people with, my one side is O negative, one side is positive. So I don't know, but it has to do with those 12 tribes, the tribe of Levi, the tribe that actually was the priests of the temple. They were the Holy of Holies. They were the ones in communication with God, who I would call Yahweh, of the Elohim, a being, not necessarily the creative consciousness, but the actual beings involved with putting us here, at least my people.
Well, but there are millions of people out there like you. So I'm going to go back.
Not from the tribe of Levi coming from a negative.
Oh, today,
yeah,
there are
not
millions.
The Levi.
Yeah, I mean that DNA has been spread around the world. I mean over and over and over and over and over and over again, millions of births. So
I'm with you on that.
Okay, you're not the only one, but I need to go back to why. Why?
I can only tell you why, I think, from what my personal soul searching and putting together other contacts and other weird gang stalking stuff that I've all put together afterwards. No, I believe it's because they want to keep me under watch, under control. They don't want me to succeed, because if somebody like me succeeds and gets to actualize his purpose, the status quo is gone.
What's the purpose? I'm trying to get to.
Part of it I've got to speculate on, but I mean, I'm very awake. I've had actual closed-eyed stuff come to me. I got the universal consciousness thing. Like, literally, you and I should get together sometime if you're willing. But this is a very long-winded thing, and we're trying to work within a 10-minute window on the radio. And I'll definitely appreciate you steering me to get what you want out of it. There's more. I could tell you more of the things they said during that process. It's probably irrelevant, but there was a lot of stuff that they said. They were trying to make sure I went out there with a serious diagnosis. That was what they were doing at that point, and cataloged into whatever system they have that I've witnessed in several different cities in the area, where when that happens, when I get pulled in on a 5150 call, they send special guys. I can tell you the probably one that you'd really like to hear was the one where one of them actually decloaked in front of me. And actually, would love to tell you that if you got the time, and it won't take super long to tell. But one officer, a couple years later in 2013, actually, it was a pair of officers, and you're not interrupting, so I guess you want to hear this. I won't give the whole story up real quick, that this was one of the cases where the other law was broken, where I threw a lighter down when some lady complained about me being a smoker, and I was upset, and I threw the lighter, it popped. I walked off, and I called 911, and I told them, hey, you know who I am. This is me. I identified myself. I said, this just happened. And as that happened, the car was driving down the street, one of those, Asian race car, like a Japanese race car, and someone yelled something out the window and shot a gun in the air. All they did was call me back and tell me to meet these officers on the other side of the street, which I did. And they had me sit in the back of the car, and they said, you're not under arrest. We just want to talk to you. No cuffs. Just sit in the back of the car so we can talk to you. Now, this was the morning. It was daytime. It was two officers. One was short and stocky, big guy. The other was a tall, lanky guy. Was not wearing a hat. That's relevant. Pale skin, tall, white cop. And then as the one's telling me, look, you got to take care of your business at the legal aid. Don't cause a scene or I'm going to 5150 you. Then the other one beckons. I look at him, and he starts glowing under. Picture the Zorro mask area of the face. From under the skin, he starts glowing. And it's going from blue to violet to white. And as it's doing this and undulating, all these little spots are coming in and out, kind of like one of those like squid or a cuttlefish. I mean, this is a bioluminescence. And as he's doing that, the other guy says, whoa, crazy eyes, huh? And I said to the cop, I wasn't in the best place. I just asked him, well, how did you do that? And he said, I did a lot of LSD when I was a kid.
Okay. All right, Keith, I've got to get to these other calls, but I need why? I mean, why?
I wish I knew.
These are all great. These are all great experiences, and I'm glad that you shared them. But why? I mean, that's the question. I mean, why? I mean, what is going on here? That's the point of all. Why?
Yeah, this is the thing. Is I looked all over for this. I could not find any conspiracy theories or anyone else talking about this. Everyone else I knew or met to had been victims of mental stuff and the police and all that. No one has ever said a story like this. You got to understand. I'm coming from the bloodline of Moses and the bloodline of David. I know for sure the Moses, I have a really good idea about the David. My father's tribe is not known. It's just random Israelite. There's some genetic markers that make me think that line, my father's line, is coming from the line of kings, and my mother's line is coming from the line of priests.
Well, okay. Let me say this. I got to get to these other calls. Out there, all the Fadernauts, everybody listening to this, if somebody's got something that they can contribute to this, or they've tied all of this together, let me know. I do want to hear from you. And Keith, thank you for following up on all of this, and I really appreciate it. Enjoy yourself. Have a great weekend, and be safe out there. Very interesting. I mean, I don't know. The question is, when you're dealing with anything like this, I'll always go back to it. Is why? Why? I mean, what's the point? I mean, that's what I want to know with all of this is why. What's going on? Why? 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. And I'm looking at the clock. Got a time for a couple of more quick calls before the bottom of the hour. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hey, Jimmy, it's Donna.
Hi, Donna. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you all?
I'm doing good. It's Thursday night. It's Fadernight.
Yeah. Sorry I haven't called in a while. I've been too busy at work, and I've just fallen asleep.
That's all right. That's all right. I get it. I mean, it's late night, East Coast, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What's on your mind tonight, Donna?
Oh, first off, the answer to Rhea, I think it's her name's question. The big answer is 42.
42.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's the answer.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 42.
I thought it'd be cute.
You know, it's one of my favorite scenes in the movie when they walk up to the computer that was built to answer the question, right? And that computer is the cool, there it is. And the voice, I forget who does the voice, the female voice. 42. And it's like,
yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Man, it's such a great scene in the movie.
I remember that.
All right, so what else is going on, Donna? What's on your mind?
Really quick, I recommend Greenland to watch because it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a movie everybody should keep on their radar because I think it's a very important movie everybody should watch later on when it comes out. It hasn't come out yet. It's by Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel called Sounds of Freedom. Just look it up, and I won't go into detail about it. Everybody can because, it's kind of a, Anyway,
yeah, Greenland was really, 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 really good. Gerard Butler. And was it Gerard Butler or was that George Clooney? It was Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
What was the one with George Clooney that just came out? It was almost the same movie.
I have no idea.
Okay, well, anyway, Gerard Butler, and I thought that was
Marina
George.
Baccarin, whatever.
Right, and they're going
to Greenland.
To Greenland because of
comet hitting
the comet, the end of the world. It's the end of the world, and they've got to get there, and they get separated. That's that was heartbreaking too. How they get separated and everything. Now I don't want to give away the movie, but really well done, and I recommend it. The movie that I'm thinking of with George Clooney. George Clooney is an astronomer. He's an astrophysicist, and it's also an end of the world situation, and he's got some issues. Everybody leaves the base. It's an observatory. He stays behind. And it's his journey of finding himself and self-awareness that he goes through. And that has got a pretty good ending. And the thing is about the ending is Rita called it about halfway through the movie. And I was like, nah, but she was right. Anyway, that's well worth watching. But I just finished Nomadland. And it's on Hulu. And it's, how do I say this? It's not about aliens, not about UFOs, not about anything. It's about a woman that is part of a culture of nomads here in the United States that want to live in their RVs, live in their vans, and drive around to different places and have this communal living. And wow, what a heavy, fantastic movie. The ending was incredible. But how do I say this, Donna? The co-stars of the movie are just people. Now, I don't know how they got it cast. I don't know how they did it. There's a script. There was a storyline that is being followed. So I don't know if these people were brought on and learned their lines and they did this. I don't think it's improv. I don't think it's that kind of filmmaking. It may be. But the way that it is, it's with Francis McDermott, from Fargo. And what's his name? Is it Stephen Strait? Oh, what's his name? Good night and good luck. Nomadland. I didn't know I'd be talking about this tonight. Nomadland. Okay. Let me find this right now. And because what's his name? I don't see his name here. I can't think of his name. Is it Stephen Strait? Somebody help me out here. Now I'm looking at I'm looking at the full cast right here, and everybody. David Strathern. That's who it is. I said Stephen Strait. David Strathern. He is.
Yeah, he was on Alphas.
It's just incredible. His
With
role.
Aaron.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
and
great.
all the Bourne movies.
Yeah, all the
He's
Bourne
a great
movies.
Actor.
And just an incredible movie. I think everybody should check it out. It's just a film, no special effects. It's just a sensational story and a script, and it's shot well, and the cameras. But I'm looking at the cast here. It's nothing but people. And I'm looking.
Put that on my radar.
Yeah. I think David is the only other actor in the movie that's like an actor, and that's my call. It's just a great movie. You should check it out. So there you go.
Well,
all right, Donna. What else is on your mind? I got 60 seconds.
Really quick, the main reason I wanted to call is I wish I'd won the lottery because I bought that 80-acre ranch next to Area 51, turned it into a UFO-themed campground, complete with store with all the stuff to sell.
Who bought? Did somebody buy it? I heard it came with the black mailbox, right?
Yeah, I think it's still for sale.
How much is it?
Several $100,000, I think.
That's it?
But yeah, I think so. But I would put a campground there with a store to sell food and groceries and UFO movies and UFO supplies to night watch and all, goggles, everything like that.
Are you saying we can buy 80 acres and the black mailbox next to Area 51 for a couple of $100,000?
For under $1 million, I think it is. I could be wrong.
Rita, you need to look into that. I think we're going to buy our next piece of property next to Area 51.
A campground for UFO people and all that, and then have conferences there. And I see a lot of potential for that property.
Yeah, we could film the
next UFO community.
The next installment of Nomadland. We could shoot it right there.
Yeah. UFO theme. Yeah.
Donna, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good night and fade to black.
Fade to black. That's what I'm talking about. Donna's the best. I got to take a break right here. 747-228-2051. 747-228-2051. Thursday night, Fadernight, open lines all night long. 747-228-2051. I'll be right back.
Here, and you are listening to my boy Jimmy Church on jimmychurchradio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and I take Life Change Tea supplements every single day. It's what I do. Click on their banner at jimmychurchradio.com. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today.
Hello, my name is Billy Carson, and I am a best-selling author and the founder of ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Together with my team, we have built an all-new conscious streaming TV platform designed with every family member in mind. If you have ever wanted to travel the world and attend lectures and workshops from your favorite speakers but weren't able to, look no further. ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. There are dozens of workshops and lectures from speakers you know and love. We have also included amazing categories to assure that your consciousness is entertained and elevating on a daily basis. Amazing interviews, ancient history, ascension knowledge, wisdom teachings, documentaries, conspiracies, mysteries, health and fitness, conscious cooking, meditations, finance, yoga, and so much more. To start your free trial on any mobile device or computer, surf to ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. That's Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4, ForbiddenKnowledge.tv. Again, visit ForbiddenKnowledge.tv today.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app. Free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Kristen, Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Welcome back. Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. 747-228-2051. I don't even know why I gave out the phone number. I only got one segment left. I got no time for calls. I don't have time for anything. I'm just, let's see who's up next. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Let's just go. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling? You're live right now on Fade to Black. I can hear you breathing in the background. And now, I'm hanging up late. Got to do that. I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it. You got to be ready. Got to be ready on Fade to Black. And I realize, somebody's been on hold for 2 hours, and whatever. You still got to be ready. Got to be ready, like this caller. Hi, you're live on Fade to Black. Who's calling?
Hi, it's Lorianne. Jimmy, how are you?
Hi, Lorianne. See, Lorianne, you're ready.
I'm ready because I learned my lesson.
When did you learn your lesson? Did I hang up on you once?
The very first time, and I never did it again. So there you go. I'm a quick learner.
You know what?
Well, I know you're doing good. I know you're doing good. I won't waste your time with that silly question. You always answer the same. We're doing fine. Get on with the question.
Yeah, get on with it. That reminds me of Monty Python, right? At the end of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, when the whole crowd on the beach says, "Get on with it."
Get on with it. I'll tell you, I wasted my entire day watching another live murder trial with no body trial, which are rare. So I wasted my days. Well, I didn't waste it. I find them fascinating. But then, I dabbled into a couple of things, and I ended up finding on the internet these Voynich manuals, which I thought of you immediately. I wondered if you had heard about that and what you thought about that. It's very interesting. Got lost in that rabbit hole. And then also just another question that I've been wanting to ask you for a long time. I've even tweeted Elon Musk about this. I'm like, okay, so once you land on Mars, do you claim it? And what kind of government do you form? And where do you get all the materials to build your world? And how's that going to go? So yeah, many questions there. Where do you want to go with this?
Well, yeah, see, the thing is, I think that there are specific laws in place, treaties and acceptance things, like with the moon and Antarctica, that are going to have to come into play with Mars, which is there are going to be no land grabs. But the thing is this, who can control it? And I believe I right now in Antarctica, there are countries that are controlling area. You're not, I just believe that. And it's the same thing.
That was our test. Was that our test space for Mars?
Well, exactly. Or the moon. Right. Or the moon. Who is going to, if the United States claims the moon, who's gonna fly to the moon and dispute it? Nobody. Right? No.
But then here's another question: Why haven't we even done that? And now we're even going even further to Mars when we couldn't even do it to a closer source. Yeah, we'll get into a big rabbit hole there too. Right?
Have you seen the TV series? It's on Nat Geo. I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm feeling Nat Geo. It's called Mars. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, now what they did with Mars, and I'm trying to what's his name? Opie Taylor. Happy Days.
I remember the show, but I don't recognize the Opie Taylor.
Okay, he's the director. He's the creator of Mars. Right now, I'm just
I'm trying to think of an actor.
I'm having a brain freeze right now, but anyway.
That's okay. But Happy Days was a long time. I'm just behind you, Jimmy. I just turned.
Lorianne, we can let Happy Days go. Let's get back to Mars. Okay. So what they have done in this TV series is it's half documentary, half scripted drama. The documentary part is SpaceX and Elon Musk and NASA and Earth, and they bring in Robert Zubrin and the Mars Society. They have all of these real life people that are involved with this, and it's shot really well, right? Getting to Mars and how we're going to do it. And then, so we go to Mars, how we established the first base there, how we found ice, how we were able to survive. And then a second base is founded up there. And so now you have what there isn't any other way to characterize this or categorize it. You have two cities, two towns. So it's like two towns in the Old West, right, that are established in Oklahoma or Texas.
Are you saying like U.S. and Russia kind of go at the same time?
Actually, I'm going to say two American companies. All right. Okay. So now you've got like Amazon and Microsoft, right? Two companies have established these two cities. One of them, let's say it's Elon Musk, and another one is Jeff Bezos. And they got the two cities. Yeah. But now we've got things that come into play here. Who's
your territory?
Who's the sheriff in town? What laws are, and Earth is Earth. That's 2 years away. That's 18 months away. Yeah. That's 12 months away from anybody coming here to settle a dispute. Everything else is going down on the surface of Mars. And they've got guns. They've got things. And now what? What's the precious commodity on Mars? I tell you right now.
Right.
Water. Right? So one of these cities finds water. The other one is trying to find water. They need to survive. And so go and watch Mars. And everything that you're talking about right now, everything, right? Planting a flag, claiming stakes, land grab, responsibilities, who's got the juice, who's got the power, how's it going to be handled? All of these considerations play out. Ron Howard, that's his name. Ron Howard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Man, I can't believe I forgot his name. And
that's okay. I do recognize that too.
But anyway, Watch the series.
Yeah.
It's
like,
incredible.
How does that go down? Well, that's interesting that somebody thought about it before me. I'm so dumb.
Well, they left season 3 on a cliffhanger.
Oh,
okay, so I'm looking at it here. It's came out in 2016. I'm on Wikipedia. Season 1, 2016. Season 2, 2018. And there was supposed to be a season 3. I don't know if there is. I'm not going to look at this and do this on live on the air. But if anybody knows if they're going to come out with a season 3, because that was a serious cliffhanger. I mean,
this actually goes to show, Jimmy, that, you know what, they're always 40 or 50 years ahead of us. Like, I just like think the obvious. Oh, SpaceX. Oh, what happens when they land? Oh, what's the next step? How's that going to go down? And then you think what you're saying is you're telling me in 2016 there's already a show about this, which I didn't even know. That's crazy.
So that the black mailbox next to Area 51, 80 acres, $4.5 million. $4.5 million, way out of my price range. 80 acres though. Taxes for 80 acres per year, $960. That's it.
Wow.
140 miles north of Las Vegas, and 40 acres of patent claims. Cattle run outside year-round. Several improvements. There's a hay barn. There's a foot barn. It doesn't mention anything about a home on it, but very interesting. And they don't mention the address is 20031 Rock Springs Road, Alamo, Nevada. As everybody knows, Alamo is the next city next to Area 51, right next to Rachel, Nevada. Very interesting. 5,600 square foot hay barn, but no mention of a house. So there you go. $4.5 million to purchase land next to Area 51. Way out of my price range. I was thinking, $500, $1,000 I'd pay cash. But $4.5 million, that's way out of my price range. Lorianne, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you so much.
And same to you, dear. Take care.
Thank you. That's a great phone call right there. It's right here. Ali Bear Real Estate. Ali Bear Real Estate. $4.5 million. You can look it up. 20031 Rock Springs Road, Alamo, Nevada. The property that has the black mailbox. It says exterior features: barn outbuilding, corrals, stalls, SB modular. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's a trailer. Borders BLM land. Horses allowed. Cattle grazing permits. RV and boat parking. Yeah, you think with 80 acres, you can park a few RVs there. Yeah, I heard that this land came up for sale. $4.5 million. I just don't see it. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're live on Faded Black. Who's calling?
Hi, Jimmy. This is Malcolm from down in Florida. How are you?
Hi, Malcolm. How are you?
Tolerable fare today. Some days my vertigo is so bad I can't get off the couch, but today it's been good enough to let me go out and mow some grass. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I never had vertigo. I saw the movie though.
The movie is kind of famous, but vertigo is a real bitch because you can't even think straight when you have it.
Well, you can't.
It is like an acid trip, except without all the fun parts.
Yeah, I can imagine. Vertigo was good, but what's the other one? North by Northwest.
Yeah.
Vertigo
is famous though for the shot down the stairwell.
Yeah.
Where they zoom out and the stairwell appears to expand.
Yep.
that was the first use of that technique, I think, which is zooming while you track out or in.
Well, that was Hitchcock. That was Hitchcock at that time. Was there were a few directors doing it, but Hitchcock was really into he was into the camera doing things for you. Long, unbroken, unedited shots,
yes.
These single takes.
Yes, he did a whole movie that way.
Yep.
But he had a very creative special effects man, and nobody else used that technique again until Steven Spielberg made Jaws, where he did it with that shot of Roy Scheider on the beach, where the beach appears to the shark is attacking people. Roy Scheider sees it, and the beach appears to drop away behind him.
Yeah,
it's an amazing shot.
Yeah, the camera pull there. You got to do two things, right? But you have
you got to zoom and track
and focus. You got to keep it in focus. You got to keep Scheider in focus. Mm-hmm. So while all of this is going on, this is still one of the great scenes in all of cinema history. There's a few of them. It's that one with Roy Scheider, but you've got to go back and look at guys like Hitchcock that had a vision for this, that were trying to pull that off. And also, if you go back to all those scenes with Rosebud and the way that you had
they couldn't do that back then because they didn't have zoom lenses. Zoom lenses didn't come in until the early 1950s.
But it was the framing of the shot and the unbroken edit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing where they were trying to you have a vision in your head, right? You have a vision in your head and you're trying to pull that off with your director of photography, your camera puller, your focus guy, these camera ops, and you've got stuff on tracks.
Well, there's so many moving parts to a movie. I'm amazed they ever get made. I mean, have you ever tried to make one just with a Super 8 camera or it's hard. You've got to get the sound right, the picture right, you've got to edit it right, and then you've got to find some way to distribute it. But let me tell you what I called about, because I called a couple of weeks ago and told you I was working with some French people who want to make a movie about the experience behind my novel Wet Goddess, which is my encounter with a dolphin back in 1971. And I've had a chance to talk with them on the phone for quite a while now, to do Skype conversations. And these people are real. They are talking with Netflix about making a French-American co-production. They'll have a budget somewhere between low 6 to low 7 figures. A four-part documentary series like Tiger King, except not quite that trashy. Well,
there's an and to this. There's an and.
Yeah, and it's going to be very interesting to see what they produce.
Do you have an agent?
Do I have an agent? Not yet.
Well, you got to get an agent. You got to get somebody to get involved with this paperwork.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
No,
I may just need a lawyer.
Okay.
I've gotten by for 10 years and publishing my own books without an agent. I don't see why I need one now.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, man. You get involved with a production company and Netflix and everything else, you got to have an agent. And if you have an agent that understands contracts, otherwise it's an agent that's not worth having. All agents have extensive experience with contracts, and they know what to look for and how to look out for you in your best interest. A lawyer is going to come into play and look at the law. You need an agent to make sure you have the best contract for you in the entertainment world. But I can tell you...
Can you loan me...
I can tell you this.
Can you loan me yours?
No, cannot.
Yeah?
Cannot. My agent, see, the thing is, my agent is public. You can go and look up his name. Go to IMDb and get my agent's name and reach out to him. You can certainly do that. And he's going to say pass.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to say pass because he already represents me and he deals with other clients. But my point is this. You've got to get an agent involved because they are going to have that representing them. You've got to have the same kind of strength sitting on the other side of the table. And you don't want to be a part of the conversation. You don't want to be a part of it. You don't want to have your emotions, your things, your dolphin mind part of the conversations. You need somebody else to be a part of the conversation because you're going to look at it differently. And you're going to want to just get it done. You know what? Whatever. Send me the contract. Just, I trust you guys. Just send me the paperwork. I'll sign off on it. That's going to be you because you want to get it done. You need to have an agent to come in to say no. Right?
I know some people who have agents, and I can probably get one if I need one. I don't need one right now because we're just batting ideas around. But they're actually going to go and interview some of the real people whom I based characters in my book on.
Oh, you need an agent
it's going
now.
to be interesting.
Malcolm, you can't do this. You need to have an agent now. If you're at that stage where they're getting involved with your material and your story, you need an agent now. You need paperwork, man. You need to get that signed. I'm giving you advice. I'm giving you advice.
Yeah, you are. Unsolicited advice, which is often worth what you pay for it.
Yep.
I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, though. I mean, I'm glad somebody's looking out for my back. I would love to get an agent, but you can't get an agent unless you have an agent.
Well, that's always, it's the famous Hollywood story.
Yeah.
So, but there's just no question about it that you being at this stage of the game, you've got to have representation. I mean, you just do. Mm-hmm. I don't have nobody, and when I say nobody, I'm talking about William Morris, ICM, the biggest agencies in the world. I don't care who they are, directors. Producers, nobody knows the secret of how Hollywood runs film and television. Nobody does.
Well, then I'm as well off as anybody because I don't know. I'm in the same boat.
Okay. Well, you want to go if you want to look at it like that, have at it.
I'll talk to the guys who made Dolphin Lover about getting an agent. I think they both got agents. Well, I'll just say in closing then, because you're about to run out of time here, go Becky Tepley.
I'll talk to you, Malcolm. Have a great weekend.
Thanks.
And there is, and I'm not in any way being harsh or anything like that. The world of Hollywood is brutal. So much so that I've dipped my toes in the water. I've done my things. I've done all the television I ever want to do, and I'm at the point where I could really care less about it. There are people out there that are going. I've already done it, right? I've done it. I've gone to the mountaintop. There are people out there that want to pursue that. Go and do it. You want to do a TV show? Go and do it. You want to do a documentary? Do it. You want to produce? You want to direct? Go and do it. That's the fun part of it. The not so fun part is the network executives and who wields the power and what's going on and what gets on the air, what's the programming, what isn't. You can take the biggest name in Hollywood that you can think of, right? And okay, you know what? I'll give you an example, and I'm going to use Michael Jackson because he's dead. All right, he's not here, so I can't get sued. But let's say Michael Jackson goes and gets a pilot shot, signs a contract for a 16-episode season of a TV show that is going to air on NBC. Okay? That's a can't miss. Right? That's Michael Jackson. Right? And you can pick any big name that you can think of. It doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, it premieres. Right? And then there's no episode 2. It's canceled. It's like, what? The ratings were pretty good. Why would they can't? Doesn't matter. You can't sue. Hey, put my show on the air. You can't do it. There's nobody there that's going to give you answers. And then there's that angle on it. And then here's the other angle. Michael Jackson, right? Signs a contract, right? Going to shoot a pilot. 16 episodes. Done, right? And they shoot the pilot. Pilot shot. Pilot doesn't air. You never see it. It's shelved. And it's just like, why? And I have gone over the last 20 years where I have seen the big names, actors, actresses, the big names out there shooting a pilot, looks good, and it never airs. It never airs. It's just like, who's calling these shots? You know, there is nobody that knows the secrets to this stuff. And that's the part of Hollywood that I just don't like. I just don't like. That's why, and that goes for radio, that goes for film, television. That's why I do Fade to Black this way, right? If I want to do a TV show, I go and shoot it, H Factor. Go and shoot it. Run it. Done. I don't have to deal with Hollywood. Rita doesn't have to deal with Hollywood. We just do our own thing. Same thing with this show. I don't have to deal with anybody. I learned my lesson with that stuff. I don't give a crap about any of that. I don't. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I just know how to have fun, and I know how to achieve my bliss and have a great show and produce and have a production and have a team and do all of that without all of the Hollywood BS. I learned my lesson. I could care less. Netflix could call me tomorrow. They might have called me last week, right? You don't know that. And I'm serious. I'm just like, okay, all right. Yeah, okay, sounds good. All right. Yeah, okay, we'll get back to you. That's I don't go, what? Great. That's a great idea. Let's talk about all right. Yeah. All right. My agent is now going to get on the phone. I don't care. I don't care. Don't care. With that, this is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Another Thursday night, another Fadernight just went down right here. Unbelievable. We got a great weekend coming up next week, too, as well. And I have to do this really quick. Hold on. I got to do this. Boom. Done. Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Camurian. Show's produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee Dennis, and Kevin. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster is Drew the Geek. Music, Doug Aldrich. Intro, Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network. Syndication is KGRA, The Planet. It's broadcast on and copyrighted 2021 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network, Inc. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. We'll see everybody on Monday. Until then, have a great, safe, fun, amazing weekend. Because now it's time to Fade to Black.